Okay, let's see if we can get this banged up F16 back in the air again. Alright, so I moved my elevator dual rate from 75% to 100%, so we'll have to see how that works out. Okay, wingtip launch again. I think that's going to work better. Alright, here we go, launching. Maybe not. Two failed launches. Well, I lost the other rocket tip. There it is. Alright, I'm going to put this in my pocket. Let's see. Are we still intact? I think we are. We will try it again. Alright, I don't know why I'm having launch problems with this. Like I said, it's going to take some tuning. Alright, so I got a rocket and a half on here now. Alright, let's try it again. I couldn't get it to pull up. Something wrong with my elevator? I don't know. I don't know. I know I keep pushing the nose up on it every time I hit. Are we still intact? Man, this is not going well. Alright, I'm going to try it again. Are we ready? My gosh, it took off that time. I've got to launch at about 80% throttle. That's what I was at that time. Alright. So now that we're banged up even more than we were before. Alright. See if it does anything weird on me. Yeah, a little more expo on the ailerons, I think. I know I'm not talking much, but I'm just trying to concentrate on this jet. Loops are nice and clean. How about that? That was awesome. Getting a little wing wag out of it. There must be a little wind up above. Seems to maneuver okay. Every once in a while. Yeah, now we're climbing. I don't know what happened there. Don't know. I don't know, I'm just trying to feel it out. Kind of see what I need to do to it. Keep it out of the sun. I seem to get some zooming out of it every once in a while, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I don't know if it's hitting more wind than I'm feeling where I'm at. Big, huge loops. Okay, let's make a circuit. Yeah, I need to increase the expo on the ailerons a bit. The elevator feels much, much better. It looks like we're free and clear to navigate here. Alright. Let's get over the target here. Oh, hard hit. Did you hear though? Did you hear those elevators actuating on the way in? I could swear I heard the elevators actuating on the way in. I've got a really old receiver in here. It was one of the first ones I ever purchased, so maybe I need to change the receiver. Oh, look at that. There we go. Look. Can you guys see that? I've got one servo actuating on the elevator and one not. Alright. I'll test it with a different receiver. I don't know if it's the receiver, if it's the servo. Since one's actuating, well, they're in two different channels though. So I don't know. So that explains a lot, doesn't it? Well, I'm glad it happened after I picked it up, not well, I don't know how. I think it was actuating on the way in. Well, problems. Alright, I got half an elevator. I think that explains a lot. Alright, so I got some more work to do. That explains why it felt a little glitchy in the air. I don't know if it was doing that on the last flight or not. But it is certainly doing it now, so I don't know if I have a servo that's bad or if I have a receiver that's glitchy, but I'll find out when I get it back to the hangar. Alright, so I will see you guys back there. Okay, well that was an adventure and mystery solved. Now I know what the problem has been with this plane, and I think it has been a problem since the very beginning on the initial crash. And I kept thinking about that, and I thought, I had a lot of elevator dialed into this plane,
when I first took it out. As a matter of fact, I used the exact same setup that I had on the EDF version of this jet, and I had tons of elevator. And so I put 40% expo into the elevator because I always like to have enough elevator in reserve. And so I had plenty of elevator in the EDF version with quite a bit in reserve. And I was having a real hard time getting this to rotate. And I thought, well, I did extend the center mass from where the EDF unit was located. So I knew that that was going to affect the responsiveness in the pitch axis, but it shouldn't have affected it that much. And then I was thinking back to the original crash where I was coming around. I was at low altitude, but I was coming around in a turn, took my eyes off of it for a couple of seconds. I didn't move the stick, I just held it where it was. And when I turned around, the nose was pivoted down toward the ground. And I jerked back hard on the elevator, you know, to miss the ground. And then a little further forward where I initially pulled back on it was that 4.5 foot cactus, and I started thinking about it, and I thought, I had full elevator in it. You know, I pulled back hard on that elevator. This thing should have shot skyward or started a loop, you know. I had that much elevator pulled back on it, and it didn't. You know, it was probably at about an angle like this when I was pulling full back on the elevator, and I had pretty good speed at the time. So, and I couldn't understand when I launched it. You know, it's a 6-inch prop. It only has a 3-inch pitch in it. It's the same prop that I use on my F-22 Mini version 3, and it also just has a 22-inch wingspan. And you see how it launches. So here's what I think was going on, and the reason that when I launched it, I could not bring the nose up. You know, even pulling full back on the elevator, I just could not bring the nose up. So with the split elevator system, the left one was coming up, the right one was not. So that explains why when I was going into a turn, the nose was rotating down toward the ground, because with just this elevator working, it was also working like a rudder. So it was half as effective as it should have been, and then it was also providing a rudder effect where it would rotate the nose down toward the ground. And I noticed that sometimes when I would pull a loop, the loops would be nice and straight and clean, and it would track just perfectly through the loop. And other times I would pull a loop and all of a sudden it would start making left. Of course, from the ground you can't see what's going on, so I didn't know if it was wind or what it was, because that happens a lot out there where I'm not feeling a lot of wind on the ground, but you get up above 20, 30 feet in the air and there's a significant amount of wind. So I thought it was hitting a crosswind or something. So now the mystery has been solved. So now I've got to troubleshoot it and figure out if it's a bad servo or if it's a bad receiver. Because there's, you know, 2 different servos for the split elevator, so I don't have a Y cable on it going into a single channel. Each one of these servos is going into its own independent channel. So, you know, once again, I'm glad you got to see the amount of power and the amount of speed. I do definitely think, after flying out there today, I do definitely think that this is faster in straight level flight than it is with the EDF version on 4S. One of the other things that I did was I took this air inlet louver panel on the bottom, this auxiliary air inlet, and I pulled it off and I flipped it around and glued it back down so that the louver was not scooping up air, so that the air will skip across that louver. And I think that cut down on some drag out there today, because it definitely seemed a lot faster in straight and level flight than it was the first flight session out where I had not done that. So, excellent power, excellent speed, excellent maneuverability, but my split elevator is not working the way it should. Sometimes it works the way it should, sometimes it doesn't work at all on the right hand side, and sometimes it actuates all by itself. Now what clued me into that was at the second flight, when I was coming in for a landing and I was just gliding it in, and I just had a little bit of back pressure on the elevator, and I could hear, I don't know if you could hear it on camera, but I could hear it when I was gliding in. I could hear one of the servos actuating on it. And I thought, what the heck is that? And so that's why when I picked it up, I started testing out all the control surfaces. And then after moving the control surfaces back and forth for about a minute, then this one stopped working. And then I knew what was going on, and that explained everything. So anyway, you know, sometimes you never know. I got stuck on the ailerons thinking that maybe I had asymmetrical movement on the ailerons, and that's what was causing that nose down attitude going into the turns, because that could also cause that. So I couldn't see the forest for the trees because I was concentrating on the ailerons rather than on the elevators. You know, and I don't have many planes, maybe just a couple of planes that have the split elevator where you have either one servo with two control rods, or in this case you've got two servos independently on split elevators. So it just didn't hit me to begin with, you know. But now that I know what the problem is, I will troubleshoot it, get it figured out. Hopefully all the gremlins will be gone the next time I take it out, and I will be able to demonstrate a really good flight session with this jet. But this one has been kind of cursed from the get-go. So anyway, everything is still intact except for the tip of my rocket. I did find it, so I'll get that glued back on. I'm going to reinforce this nose section a little bit. I'm really surprised I didn't knock that off again today, but it's turning out to be a tough little bird. So anyway, I will see you in the next flight session, and hopefully the third time will be the charm. Hopefully the next time out everything will go smooth and I won't have any problems.
Thanks for watching us in the air.